Hello, welcome to our happy little bubble. Quick garden update. We haven't been able to get out very much due to bad weather, but we're going to make the most of it today. I've just filled up my potato sacks because the tips were coming through, so we've topped that up a little bit, and we are going to start potting on tomatoes, and we're going to get into our verbenas and our geraniums. We're going to get them into the ground, so we need to tidy up one of the beds because they've got a lot of weeds coming through, and we are going to put up some baskets with our fuchsias that we bought earlier in the year in the garden centre. So let's get started. So some of our daffodils have kind of gone over now, so the best way to get rid of that without digging them out or chopping them, because obviously you want them to come back every year, is to just snap the seeds heads off and let them die back naturally, and it's that dieback where the nutrients will go back into the bulb and produce nice flowers for next year. So I'm going to snap some of these seed heads off some of my daffodils. Tulips are still going strong, and then we'll really get into this weed. So this is the bit that we filmed on our last video, known as the pit. We put a lot of stuff in here last summer, and as you can see we've got a lot of weeds coming through, as well as some of our plants from last year. So we're going to very carefully by hand just work our way through all of this, and then we're going to pull out all of our geraniums and our verbenas and start planting in where we want them, and hopefully in the summer we'll have a nice big display, and then we'll get succession planting as we go through the year. So let's see what it looks like before and after. So that's the delphiniums in. Doesn't look like much, but we've put a hell of a lot in. So we'll see how they take over the summer, and then we'll start with the verbenas maybe next time, because it looks like it's going to absolutely tip it down. So shot from the beginning of the little video there, we've got all of our apple blossom finally out, and I put this tree in from over the other side in the middle of the garden, and as I say, it's only in its sort of second year, but we've got much better results on the blossom than we did last year when I moved it. So hopefully we get some apples this summer, which will be lovely, and that'll establish and be a nice feature in the middle of the garden. We'll have a quick look at the cherry blossom as well, because that looks spectacular at this time of year. You can understand why in Japan such a big event for all this time of year with the cherry blossoms. Let's go have a look. So these are up against our west facing wall. Angle the camera up. Look at the amount of blossom on there. We pruned this really hard back in the autumn time, because you don't prune soft fruit trees like you do apple trees sort of in spring. So these were pruned sort of November time, October, November, just after they'd fruited and finished, and these should have a fantastic display of cherries again later in the year. So we'll check back and see how they get on too. We've just potted up our first basket, which is just full of ivy. That's going to go on the front of the house, because that's north facing, and just something just to brighten up the front door, and then we'll get back on to potting up our fuchsias. So these are the leftover baskets from last year. So as you can see, we've got all sorts left and dead things, so we're going to clean them out, put some new compost in, and then we'll get these fuchsias in, and hopefully they'll look beautiful when they start flowering. So they've had a good water in, they look quite nice on the front now, so we'll get these other baskets done, and then we'll get these things out of the greenhouse, and then if we've got time we'll move on to tomatoes, but we might not do that today, that might be another video, so we'll keep jumping in and out. Let's go. So we've just realised in the baskets that these are Canterbury bells that have kind of blew across and self-seeded into the baskets from last year that are now well away, so we're going to try and transplant them into the border here, so we have a basket free. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for watching. We'll leave it there for today. We'll try and get back out over the Monday, maybe over the bank holiday, and get the rest in, and sort out the greenhouse, and we'll show you the end result of what we've done. But that's spring update number 2. See you later, guys.